Now, the next thing to look at is to learn how to use the orthogonal axis generator. And as previously discussed in the previous video, we mentioned that the orthogonal axis generator can be a very quick way to come up with axis of a building that have the layout or the axis of that particular building quite perpendicular to each other. So we'll start by giving it a click under the modeling menu right here. Go to orthogonal axis generator, give it a click, and then we will activate the command in full by clicking anywhere within our model space. So once we give it a click, this is the dialog box we get, and our job is to input the values and the distances and the levels we want in order for the software to generate the axis for us. So we'll first come from here. The first one that you see, the grid insertion here, is actually giving us the information about the position of our click within our model space. And the next one is the direction 1 axis, which is the horizontal axis, direction 1. Anytime you see direction 1 axis in the software, it means the horizontal axis or the axis in the X direction, like so. So we want to label this axis to start from A, usually start from the bottom upwards, like so. So like we did in the previous video, we had 2000. This is the default when you give it a click to start with, but we want to change in order to draw our axis 2000 from the first one, which was the A axis. So the B becomes 2000 just above the A, and then the C becomes 5000 just above the B. So that's what we want to do. So in order to do that, I will activate this values right here, and then I'll say the first one should be 2000, and then the second one should be 5000. I use comma instead of the asterisk as has been shown right here. The asterisk will rather assume that you want to use the same distances or the same amount of spaces between the axes. By using a comma, you can change the spacings as much as you want. Yes, so the next thing to look at is the axis extension length. The axis extension length in this case will be the amount of extension you have beyond the vertical axis. So in this particular case, the last vertical axis you get in your set of axes will be the axis extension length. I'll explain more once we finish with this. So we'll go on to the direction 2 axis, which in this case will be the vertical axis, how they are spaced apart from each other. So my axis label will start from 1, and then I'll say in this case 4000. The first spacing will be 4000, and remember in the previous video we had 2 4000, the next one was 2400, and then the last two was 4000. So this first 4000 is the first spacing from the first axis, first vertical axis, labeled as 1, and then I need twice that, so I'll say multiply that by 2. So by pressing on the asterisk button and then pressing 2, I'm saying 4000 spacings, we have 2 or twice of 4000 spacings. So then the next thing is to press comma, and I type in my 2400, press comma again. I want to have 2 of my 4000 spacings again, so I'll say 4000 times 2. Again, the axis extension length will be the extension of the y-axis beyond the last x-axis, as I'm going to show you in a bit. In any case, what I've done here so far is a little bit confusing. You can refer to the instructions just below here, and then it will explain to your understanding. You can also press F1 to get help if you need. So I'm going to hit OK, And then quickly, as you can see, I'll have my axis generated for me automatically in just a second. So in order to verify the distances, I can click anywhere in an open space, right click on measure, and then snap to the endpoint to verify. Sometimes the software has glitches, so you have to zoom in and out to be able to snap to the point you want. So I'm going to also snap from here to there, zoom in and out, and then okay, verify this as the last one. So zoom in and out, and then so as you can see, I have 4,000, 4,000, 2,400, just like so. Then also let me do this for the horizontal axis. Okay, zoom in and out. Okay, and also snap from here to there. Okay, so just like so. Now the axis extension length the software was talking about refers to the extension of the, in this particular case, if for instance we are considering the direction 1 of the x-axis, we are considering the length beyond this last vertical axis. So to confirm the 2000 that the defaults the software gave us a default value, we can verify the distance by snapping from this to the endpoint here. So as you can see, it's 2000. The same goes for the vertical axis beyond the last horizontal axis as well. So this is pretty much it on how to use the orthogonal axis generator. You can generate orthogonal axis with as many spacings as you want, and the complexity depends on you. By you taking advantage of the asterisks and the comma buttons, you can generate any kind of orthogonal axis.